Hi, it's what is it? It's Wednesday, the 12th of November. I'm back home, as you can see. I'm home with my computer, with my family first, computer second. What's on my mind? You know what? I have this thing, this corset around my gut, and I have stockings. I never thought a corset and stockings. The corset is to make sure, obviously, that, well, not obviously, for those of you who didn't know, it's to make sure that I basically let my cut in my gut heal. And I have two little holes. I have another one here on my right. And I said to my surgeon when I was leaving the hospital on Monday, it's now Wednesday, when I was leaving the hospital Monday, I said, "What's the other little hole for?" And he said, "Oh, you need to speak slower than that now. My English isn't that good." And I said, "I know a good English teacher. I can help you." I don't think he has the time. Not much of a demand for English at the moment. There is a little bit of a demand, thankfully, but not a huge demand. It's for drainage. Here's me thinking that it was for like a camera that was going to look around while the surgery was happening. But I think the camera comes at the patient from above, as far as I know. And I remember the tech that was going on in the operating theatre. Why did they call it a theatre? Is it because we're on stage? Is it because the surgeon is like waving to the audience? I don't know. But yeah, huge technology. So I'm fragile. You know, I'm walking slowly. I think I've done about 3,500 steps today. Like something like 2 kilometers or so, last time I checked, which is good. The steps are slow. The stairs are not easy. There'll be no running up the stairs for, well, there will be running up the stairs. Of course there will be running up the stairs, but just not right away. Diet is interesting, you know. I'm obviously not eating hospital food, and for those of you who recall my cooking skills, as I say to everyone, are about as good as my Chinese. My Chinese is probably better, actually, the few phrases I have in Chinese, because the few dishes I can cook they don't get cooked, basically. I do a mean fruit salad and a great salad. So yeah, my feeding skills are pretty useless. But Olga's doing a great job, and every time she puts food in front of me, she says, "It's better than the hospital, isn't it?" I said, "Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear." It's funny because there's a level of closeness now that wasn't. It's there, of course, it's there. In any relationship, it's there, but there's certainly a greater degree of closeness now. There's a little door opening behind me. I think there's a little girl about to walk through on her hands and knees, hiding. And rest is important. The things we take for granted. I would love to be able to sleep on one of my left side or my right sides, but I can't. I literally can't, because it's too painful at the moment. Isn't it amazing, you know? Sleeping on my belly, having a massage. Actually, God, I'd love a massage, but that would involve me lying down on my stomach, and that's not going to happen. So I'm thinking about slowness. And Carl Honoré, who I had the pleasure to meet only online after reading his book In Praise of Slow a number of years ago, and he wrote another book whose title has escaped me at the moment. But it is about taking things slowly, and it is about recognizing that our bodies are here to help us. This is a little instrument that I may have shown some of you before. What's it called? There's a name for it. The name has escaped me. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to find out the name. But it's very, very calming. And it was just returned to me recently. So yeah, it is about hope. It is about taking things slowly. I returned to do some work today. I wasn't planning on doing a lot of work, quite frankly, but I've done a little bit of work, and I have a few files here in front of me to teach people English tomorrow and the next day. Not so much on Friday, quite frankly. I never really worked a lot. Well, I haven't worked a lot on a Friday for a long time. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, in all sincerity, I don't know how to say thank you to people who have continued to donate money to the cause of the treatment. I'm meeting my oncologist tomorrow morning at about 7:30 with Olga to get a better understanding of how many chemo sessions more will be required. We think it'll be 6 now, actually, after the operation, just to be on the safe side. There'll be lots more scans. There's no particular analysis result after the operation available yet. It'll be probably maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, it'll become available online. So that's what's happening. So that's it. I'm going to sign off and just say big love from Hugh McEnany, the Irishman, the cancer survivor, the Russian citizen, and what else? The actor and the life coach and the educator, the Человек Orchestra. For those of you who don't know the phrase, it means a person of the orchestra, doing lots of different things, but mainly, says he's seen another vacancy for an acting role here. So I will be acting in December. Guess who I'm going to be playing in December? Put your ideas in the comments and let me know. I just met one of my neighbours as well, and he said, "Oh, wow, you've lost a lot of weight." And I said, "Yeah, well, I have cancer. Cancer will do that." I didn't mean to give him a shock or didn't mean to surprise him, but I'm just telling him the facts. I'm 66 kilos now. I was gonna go for around 74. I was 74 kilos actually before I went into hospital, and I was 85 kilos at the start, 85 kilos at the start of the year. So we're talking like 20 kilos have gone in 9 months or so. 8 or 9 months. It's a lot of kilos. It's an awful lot of kilos. So I guess the muscles in my stomach, they were obviously doing nothing for 10 days, 11 days. So they're really just coming back into their own and figuring out what's going on. And as am I, quite frankly, as am I. So I've done 7 minutes. That's probably enough. 7-Eleven. They're actually coming back to Russia soon as well. So ciao.